Probably been 12 years since my father left me fatherless. And I just used to say I hate him in dishonest jest.
Yo man, this is Tesla and I'm back. It's another night, another video as promised. So here's a question of the night. Do strict parents make their children better or do they destroy them? So does strict parenthood build or destroy a child? My answer to that is simple, man. Strict people are good, but strict parents are bad. So if you are going to be strict as a parent, as a person actually in general, because if you're going to be strict to your children and then be soft to everyone else, your children will feel like this is a punishment or this is very unfair. So for those who don't get what I'm saying, let me make a simple example. Let's say your mother says, don't enter the house if your feet are wet, okay? If you have mud on your feet and it's raining outside, don't enter the house without wiping your feet on the mat, okay? So all the children come into the house and she sends them back. Go wipe your feet. Go wipe your shoes, And then the husband comes in with dirty feet and she just lets him go in. Or the pastor from church comes in and she's just like, oh, hello, pastor, and all of that without even telling him to go back, like she told the kids. That is really, really unfair, And it's small stuff like that. It's small stuff like that you should start with. If you're going to say, don't enter the house with wet feet, everyone should not enter the house with wet feet. If you say alcohol doesn't come into my house, even your husband should not bring alcohol into the house. Even you yourself should not bring alcohol into the house. That way it's fair for everyone, Because the thing is, if you can bring alcohol into the house and you don't want your children to bring alcohol into the house, one day you will leave the yard and then they'll bring it because the parent is not there, right? The parent is the only person who's been stopping us from doing this. So you come back and you find bottles of alcohol in the fridge. What are you going to say? You also do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's that simple. It's things like that make children feel like this is very unfair and this is actually, this rule was just designed for us. So if you never bring alcohol into the house, and even yourself, even if the king of England comes into your yard with alcohol, you're going to say, no, go back. Alcohol doesn't enter the house or the yard. Trust me, chances of your children bringing alcohol into the house are very, very slim. Because for them, it's normal for alcohol to not come into the house. So they open the fridge, they'll never see alcohol on any day. You see what I'm trying to say? So as a strict parent, you should also be strict to everyone else. Because there are parents who will be like, don't ever use this Tupperware. Okay? Don't ever use this Tupperware. It's for ceremonies, maybe. If we have a wedding, we will use it. Don't ever use it. And then the pastor comes and pays a visit, and then she baked some cookies, and then she's gonna give the pastor a few cookies in that Tupperware. How is that fair to the children? It's not fair, right? So if you are not there, they might not do it in front of you, but if you are not there and they made some fat cakes, they'll just use the Tupperware to eat those fat cakes and then clean it and then put it back there, and you won't even know. So what's the use of being strict if it only means your children will do stuff behind your back? Because for real, sometimes being strict to only your children makes your children do stuff only when you're not looking. Okay? And trust me, it works. It works for real. If you were that kind of a person too, who doesn't do stuff like that. If you tell your children don't drink and you and your wife do not drink, Do you think they will? No. Chances of them drinking are low because my mother and my father don't drink. You see what I'm saying? And it works, trust me. Because there are things that my father will be like, you don't do this, and he didn't do them too. For example, he will be like, sunrise should not find a boy in bed. Okay? You should not be in bed when the sun rises as a boy. And when we woke up, we didn't even find him in bed. Before sunrise, he was not there already. So it was normal for us to wake up before the sun rises because we know we do not wake up after sunrise in this house as boys, including him. So being a strict parent requires you to be a strict person for it to work. It's that simple. You have to be strict and not picky about who you're going to be strict to, because that doesn't work. Trust me. So yeah, man, that's what I want you to know. If you're going to be strict and you want it to work and you want your children to not hate you, make it a rule that applies to even yourself. If you don't want to see the dishes in a sink, make sure that if they are not there, imagine children come back from school and they find dishes in the sink. You ate something and the dishes are there. What does that tell them? You know what I'm saying? You ate soft porridge in the morning and then you ate something else during lunch. They come back from school, there's like 4 dishes, 3 dishes in the sink, someone visited and stuff like that. You tell your children, do not eat in other people's houses. And then you go and eat at the neighbor's house yourself. Do you think they'll listen? No, they'll just do it behind your back. So if you're going to be strict to yourself too. Like, lead by example. Say, we don't do this here and you don't do it. That's the best way to be a strict parent. And most of the time, a parent who is strict to everyone, including himself, is successful. So most people who thank their parents for them being strict are the people who saw it working for their parents. You know, if your parent looks at you and says, see what happens when people eat in other people's houses, and then maybe they fed someone poison in someone's house, you cannot say, okay, but you also eat, but nothing happened to you. You see? So you just like, no, we don't eat in other people's houses in this household. And that is why we are like this. It's that simple. So yeah, that's what I think about strict parenthood. It works, but only if the parents are strict to everyone, including themselves. So tell me what you think, man. Do you think strict parents are helpful, or do you think they are harmful to their children? Drop a comment. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe.
Something sinister to it. The pendulum swinging slow, a degenerate moving.